wanted to show you how many tangerines there are. I believe this is the honey Murcott tangerine, and it came from my sister's tree, and this is not even a third of it. So I got a whole entire box of this, and then my mom's gonna go pick some more from her tree. She can't eat it all, and she's already eaten quite a few. And they're really easy to peel, kind of like the cuties. They're easy to peel. They do have seeds. However, if you know how to eat it, then you can just spit the seeds out really easily. And if you're able to plant it far away from other citrus trees, it wouldn't have that many seeds. But the fact that her tree is right next to a lemon tree and another citrus tree, it's because that's why there are some seeds in there. But still, it's really sweet, and other than having seeds, there's nothing wrong with it because it's an easy peel variety also, and very juicy. And if you plant your own fruit trees and stuff like that, you're going to be self-sufficient because it will reward you back in a plethora and an abundance of food. So here's an abundance of very ripe avocados. I gave my sister some, and we tried to get as many off of our tree as possible as it's starting to flower again, and we don't want to lose the branches with the flowers that will ultimately become more fruit. So I had my husband pluck off as many as he can. Still in the tree there's something like 15 to 25 more fruit, so we're gonna pluck that off a final time. And last night was quite windy, and however, luckily the blooms haven't opened up yet on the avocado tree, so they're not as fragile, and the blooms haven't fallen off. So far we still have the little buds before it flowers. But this is how much abundance we have right now currently at home, and we're gonna make guacamole and all kinds of stuff with the avocados, and just to eat straight up, especially at a time right now when the US isn't buying avocados they're not importing it right now, so it's abundant. When you grow stuff, you'll have abundance. So as you saw earlier today, I had a bunch of tangerines from my sister's tree. I'm not sure if it's the Murcott, the honey mandarin, or what variety it is, but it was pretty large, pretty wide. It wasn't like the little pixies or the dancy mandarins, which are really tiny, and it's pretty sweet, just the way I like it, because I don't like it too tart. And so as you can see, we try not to waste anything. Sometimes we wash the peel before we peel the tangerine, and then when we peel it and eat the tangerine, we let the skin dry, and then when we make a dessert, then we put some of the tangerine peel in there, and it infuses its citrus flavor and scent, and it's really tasty. But in this case, I had researched, they said there was a natural way to treat like termites, and I don't think we have a termite problem, but what they told the secret was citrus oil. Now I know that a lot of citruses, the peel has an oil, and that's what gives you the scent, and that's what sprays in your eyes when you peel an orange or any citrus. So what I do is I tear it up really small, and then I throw it at the edges of my house so that any type of termites, if there are any, it will be deterred from going near my house. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but it's worth doing to me because I don't want termites. And also it'll break down, and it's completely compostable, and it's not an issue. It's not like it's plastic or anything. So that's what I'm about to do, just to show you we waste nothing. So we ate the mandarin oranges, Now we're going to deal with the peels. And then I saved the seeds. At first I wasn't going to try to grow it. As you can see, it has a lot of pith strings, but that's okay. It's going to break down. I wasn't going to grow it because my sister has a tree and she has plenty to share with everyone in the family. And however, I decided, you know what, it's worth a try growing it, and if I get some trees out of it, my children will have the trees for their property someday when they move out, and they'll have their own fruit trees, and I'll have started it, you know, some 5 to 10 years before they get their own place or more. So to me, that's worth it, and to show you that we don't waste anything. So I've been soaking it in water, and then I'm just gonna put a few seeds in each pot, and there's tons of seeds, so we'll see what comes up. So as you saw in the previous picture, we had harvested lots of avocados, and we do use it all up. We don't waste any bit of it. So we take the skin and we compost the skin. We take the flesh, we made guacamole out of it last night, and sometimes we'll add it to like sandwiches or burgers, or we'll just eat the avocado straight up. But in this case, so we used it up, and now we have the seeds. And I've even seen in one particular YouTube video, a woman boils the avocado for a certain amount of time, and then she takes off the outer skin, and then she eats the center. And you could look up her video. However, in our case, and you know, I don't plan on growing any more avocado trees. We have 2, and that's plenty, and it gives us tons, hundreds and hundreds of fruit. But I was also thinking on the same lines of, well, if I'm going to start some citrus trees for my children, I may as well start some avocado trees for my children. So of course, as you can see, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. There are 9 seeds here, and you know, I don't know if you are aware, but not all the seeds will produce trees that fruit. So I'm going to grow them and see what we get. And if they don't produce fruit by, like, say the 5th or 8th year, then we know that we can just break it down and use it as compost. So lately our chickens are starting to produce more eggs because it's starting to warm up and the days are getting longer, and they're exposed to the sun a lot more. And just on their own, they're starting. First, there were days where we had no eggs, or we had like a couple eggs or 1 egg, followed by several days of no eggs. And then it was 1 egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs, 4 eggs, 5 eggs, 6 eggs, 4 eggs, 5 eggs, 6 eggs. So we're getting quite the number of eggs. So we're going to start to figure out some recipes, like making custard, making Asian meatloaf, hard-boiled eggs, soft-boiled eggs, just sunny-side-up eggs, scrambled eggs, eggs with potatoes and stuff like that, sausages, really good. So, you know, it's kind of handy to have chickens right now and to have a source of protein regularly in these times when it's costing more and more for groceries. So we got this set of chicks last year, and so we're so happy to finally see these beautiful brown eggs, because we have some Brahmas and some I forget what they're called. But the brown ones are really cool because they have feathers on their feet. But they all make these great big giant brown eggs that look so gorgeous. So I forgot to say, so last time in my other video, I said you could feed them sardines, you could feed them the chickens tuna, you could feed them their normal feed with some grit and diatomaceous earth, and there are also protein supplements that you can give chickens. You can give them food scraps, oyster shells, which are, by the way, good for gardening because they provide calcium. And so you can also, recently we've been having, the kids haven't been eating yogurt. You can give yogurt to your chicken, same as cottage cheese and stuff like that. So that will increase their intake of protein. We give them treats with mealworms as well. Lots of seeds and nuts as well, because they are birds after all. So those are really good ways to give nutrition to your chickens. So here I have some egg shells. We've been eating a ton of eggs and giving away a ton of eggs. And so here we have some eggshells. And if you stick it in the oven to dry out, it will be even crispier or crunchier in texture. And just squeeze it in your hands, break it up into little pieces, and just scatter it around your plants. And it feeds calcium to your peppers. Peppers love calcium, and I believe several other plants. So as you remember, we have a big lemon tree in the backyard. So this is one of the things we've been enjoying all early spring and throughout summer. We're going to be making tons of lemonade. We've already made 3 batches and lots of lemon bars. And recently a friend gave me some tangelos. It's like a cross between pomelos and tangerines, and it tastes more like the pomelo. It's like a grapefruit flavor, but it has the orange color, almost like a tangerine. And that would make a great citrus bar, like a tangelo bar that I'm hoping my husband will make. And also we have other citrus that other family and neighbors are giving us as well. And if you guys remember those videos where people say how satisfying it is whenever they use a beauty product all the way down till it's empty, and they'll show like all their creams and different tonics that are in the bottles and in the containers, and how they use it up, and their shampoos and stuff like that, and they toss it and it's satisfying. Well, same is with all of the produce that we get in this household. We use it all up, and so in this case, some of this will be thrown into the compost. The worms don't like it very much. It's very acidic, but also I saw from Plant Abundance that if you put a little bit of lemon juice or lemon in your tap water, it will decrease the chlorine effects on your plants. So one of the things we've been doing here is purchasing sweet potatoes. We get different varieties and different sizes and different kinds. So here's a big red one. It probably weighs 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. It's quite heavy, maybe 2.5 pounds. And we just wash it and stick it in a pot and boil it for about 25 minutes. And then we shut off the heat and we let it cool down, because it'll complete its cooking. And then after that, it won't be hard anymore. It'll be soft in the middle, After we've washed it, we'll boil it, and then when it's cooled off, we just break it in half and spoon out the insides, or you could just peel it all around and then just eat it. And at the end, it's a complete food. It's very nutritious, full of vitamin A and all kinds of vitamins. And although it's sweet in flavor, it doesn't affect your blood sugar very much. And it's very nutritious, and it's chock full of fiber. And once you've eaten all the flesh, you just have a tiny bit of skin left, and that's all the waste that there is. And you can just stick that into the compost pile, and it's gonna break down and give you even more good soil. So it's a complete wonderful food, and that's what we've been doing around here. We get like the white sweet potatoes. If we get a hold of the purple, if we can get a hold of the very purple variety, we would do that too. But so far we see the red ones and the white ones. But just one will make you full. I mean, it's so good. And if you have small children, you do that and you mash it up, and you could feed it to them. You could do that with butternut squash and all kinds of squashes, with bananas, and with sweet potatoes. It's an awesome food. Another thing I'd like to show you is that I recently went to my mom's house, and she has a lot of that purple mustard and green mustard growing, and other herbs. So she gave me the cuttings. She pulled it out with the roots and some dirt, and she put it in there, and I'm gonna dig some holes and just plant them in. And it's been a day and I haven't done it, but I will. And it's great because she has so much and she can't eat it all, and it comes back year after year from the seeds. So she gave me some cuttings, and now I'm gonna have a few of those as well. So that's awesome. And that's just from growing a little more abundance and sharing with others.